Good evening. I'm Peaceful Nik the Medium. I'm an evidential medium specializing in healing messages and helping people heal from the loss of past loved ones. Right now, all of my readings through the end of August are only $50. You can book a reading at peacefulnikthemedium.com. Nik is spelled N-I-K. Everything is all together, peacefulnikthemedium.com. Hi, Courtney. Hello and welcome. I'm just getting started. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. I'm just going to moderate from my laptop if I can make it work. And let's see how that's going. Wendy, hello. Hello, hello. Let's see if we're live here on this end. It needs to think for a minute. So, hi Melody. Welcome everybody. I don't know, maybe I need to hear it. That's weird. Okay, awesome. Hello from book. Hi Lori. Yeah, hi Carol. When I put the event on TikTok, because TikTok's algorithm is hating me right now, I'll say. It doesn't like any mention of any other website, app, or whatever. So I had to cover it up and say book face. But yeah, I'm moving. I haven't done a live on TikTok I can't even remember the last time because I can't get any traction there anymore. They've done something. Hi, Jackie, Carol, Michelle, Jane. Tell me where everybody's tuning in from and what the weather's like. I've got a list of questions to get everybody started while people log in. TikTok's just not going well for a lot of the healers. So I've been doing my lives in my personal Facebook group here. And hi, Holly. And in the Proof of Life After Death group on here. That's where I've been doing all my lives. I just get more traction over here. I really want to commit this fall to doing more lives on YouTube, which I really want to continue building that, but I'm so busy with my other job that I don't have the time to set it up and commit to it as much as I'd like. So I just post all these lives on YouTube later. All right. Hi, Connie. Hi, Maria. Let's go look at the weather. We got somebody. Texas and very hot. Yeah, I'm in Florida. It's not the horrible death humidity and heat yet here, but it's coming. You can feel it. Newport News, Virginia, hot, humid. 102, Prescott, Arizona. And I'll say what my husband always says, but it's a dry heat. I'm like, 102 is 102. It's hot. 81 in St. Louis. Jane, I want to tell you, so today I got back on Ancestry.com because they had a $1 for 3 months special, and have a niece who's looking for her father, and I got like a records hint that she was my DNA match, and so I'm like, oh, let me go look, and I did some research into my family. All my grandparents, everybody is like lived in St. Louis when my parents were young. And so I found out some really cool stuff. I found a picture, and my sister's on here. And remind me, Holly, to tell you, to show you. I found a photo of the house my mother lived in when she was born in St. Louis. It's an old brick 2-story. It's all boarded up now. It was 1945 she was born. But, I mean, Ancestry, if you're interested in your genealogy, Ancestry has everything. Hi, Megan. Hi, Abby. Hi, Becky. Beautiful in Indiana. Good. Greetings, Maria in California. North or south? Northern or southern? Becky, Lynn, YouTube. Yeah, I put all my lives over there. It is a dry heat. Yeah. Georgia. Where in Georgia's 104? My son and daughter-in-law are in Savannah. Crazy for Shepherd Lady in the house. 99 for Maria. Oh, what street? God, I don't remember. I have oh, you know what? I wrote it down on my notepad. It was on, where is it? Farling Street. I wrote it in cursive, so I can't really read it. But probably, I don't know what part of St. Louis that's in. 113 in Menifee. I'm going to LA next week for my, hi Maggie, that's my beautiful daughter-in-law. Hi honey. I'm going to LA next week for my other job, and I'm going to be there for like 10 days. So I hope this heat wave breaks, for sure. Hi, Sai. Yeah, I've had ancestry for years. I actually traced my mom's ancestry back. Her maiden name is Drury, D-R-U-R-Y, and I'm sure Jane knows about the Drury Inns. My mom's grandpa is Amos Drury. Her dad, Emmett, died when she was 4 years old, but all his brothers started the Drury Inns. I've probably told this story. Yes. Yeah, okay. And so I don't remember what the question was. So I traced the Drurys back to the Druids, which I think is fascinating because I'm a medium now, to like 1100 AD, back because her dad comes from like England and France over there. So I thought that was cool. I could just talk about that all day, but we're here for mediumship. So hello. So if you guys are interested in like your ancestry, I should get freaking paid by them because I talk about ancestry.com all the time. Helga, I'm going to ask some questions and do some Q&A first, and then I'm going to do some readings. My goal is to do 30 minutes of readings after doing 30 minutes of chatting and answering questions. My goal is to start the readings in 20 minutes. So that's my goal. Let's see. So I have some questions I want to ask about how you deal with your grief. Now, as a reminder, don't put much personal information in here because sometimes scammers watch. Hi, Mr. Nick. I'm glad you're here. Don't put personal information because scammers will watch this and they will take the information and send you a private message pretending they're me or some other medium, and they'll use that information to scam you. So be careful. When I ask these questions, keep it without any like names or dates or anything like that so nobody can scam you. And if you want a reading later, I don't want to know anything like that. So my question for you guys today, I have 3 questions. We'll start with, what support systems do you find most helpful while you're dealing with your grief? Hi, Melody. Don't just tuck it away. Did you know what I was going to ask already? I put that on one of my social medias the other day. So what support system do you guys find most helpful? Like therapy, talking to your best friend, crying into a pillow, listening to sad music. What do you find most helpful? Lori says meditation, writing to my son, mediums, and lots of self-work. Yeah. Hi, Mark Sheena. I don't even know. I just keep going, Megan says. Yeah, sometimes that is, you just got to fake it till you make it. Shannon says mediumship. Thank you. Journaling, Helga says. Talking and meditating from Patty Jo. Yes, very good. I talk to the dogs and journal. Melody. Jane used to journal. Talking to him while I cry or visiting his resting place. Having someone in a similar situation to talk to. Yeah, that's a good one. It's always good when you can talk to somebody who understands because of their experience. Usually I'm a train wreck waiting for a station. You know, Michelle, can I just say to you that a true friend will listen to you repeat the same story a million times if you need to get it out. So I hope that you have someone who will listen to you no matter how long it takes for you to work through that. Hello. Oh, welcome. I'm glad you're new. I am Peaceful Nik, Mark Sheena. I'm assuming that's like a couple name. I'm an evidential medium. I'm also a scientist working in science for over 20 years. And I use evidential mediumship to prove to my clients that life goes on beyond this life. Never in a million years did I think I would be a medium, but it happened. And I've been a professional medium for about 5 years and done thousands of readings. And I do lots of free readings and Q&As here. Connie says grief group, so welcome. Connie says grief group, going back through pictures. Maria says, keep myself busy. Yeah, I'm a big over busy person when I don't want to think about things. So I get it. It's not the best coping mechanism, but sometimes it's the only way to cope. You're welcome, Nikki. Michelle, very true. Dawn, hi Dawn. Absolutely. Nick keeps getting visitations from the 5-year-old little girl, crying and begging me to help her. She's holding a little stuffed bear. So this is a great point. This happens when you're open. And I know you've been on here before and you've had, you know, some other stuff going on. So you have to ask her. So this has happened to me in a different way. You have to say to her, if you want me to connect you to your human, you have to make it possible for me to know who your human is. Because sometimes I'll just be laying down for bed and they'll just show up in my mind. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. I'm not sitting down for a reading. So I always ask the spirits, listen, I say, you know, it's bedtime or whatever your situation, maybe you're at work, I don't know. And you have to ask them to step back and make it possible for you to give their message to someone. Because usually they're coming in to give you a message to give to their loved one in spirit. So you have to find out who it is. It could also be a spirit guide. Maybe she's there to help you. So you can ask her who she is. That's another thing. Say, who are you and how can I help you? And you have to discern when you hear the answer, is she actually answering you or is that your mind? So you have to use discernment. I hope that helps. Jane facilitated bereavement parent group for 6 years. Yep. Nick, you have to ask her. Yeah. Hi, Julie Marie. Sheena. Okay, so Mark, Sheena. Carol says journaling. The belief that, Lori says, the belief that energy doesn't cease to exist. You're welcome, Nick. And that's the big thing. And every day, every time I do my readings and I get ready to, I do my meditation, I say, you know, dear God, spirit guides, angels, saints, all sentient beings, loved ones in spirit. Hi, Joy. Please allow me to bring forth evidence for my clients to prove that their loved ones in spirit, that their energy still exists, that they still exist, something to that effect. And I always ask for hope, healing, peace, and love for my clients and all of their loved ones here and to bring, you know, healing to them and their loved ones here. So that's what I do. I always ask for that every time. Next question. How do you handle moments of grief when it feels overwhelming? Thank you, Julie. So, for those of you who don't know, my mom died in 1986. I was 15. My sister, who's on here, was 10. It was sudden and unexpected, and our whole lives changed, as you can imagine. And so sometimes, of course, when you lose people you love, you get moments of overwhelming grief. And depending on where you're at, you know, we have to live our daily lives. So you can't just, you know, I was an educator for 20 years. I can't just stop teaching in the middle of a class to have, you know, a good cry. I may have called in sick sometimes to stay home and have a good cry, but I had to figure out how to navigate that. So what do you guys do when your grief gets overwhelming? I hope you're all typing, because I'm not getting any answers except for Megan's. Live. Breathing exercises. Oh, and if you don't want to answer that question, how was everybody's holiday yesterday? I keep forgetting that yesterday was the holiday. Yesterday feels like it was a week ago. A good cry, talk to my husband in heaven, and sometimes cry and hide it. Breathe and meditate. Alone time, cry it out. Try to remember fun memories. That's good. Just go up on myself and work it out. Go for a walk in the bush and breathing exercises. I was at work, so just another day yesterday. Okay. Yeah, I did readings all day yesterday, and then my husband and I went to dinner and came home before the fireworks, so that was good. Feel into it. Feel into it, the little, but then push it down and try to forget it. That may not be the best coping mechanism. You have to face and move through. When I am home, I would cry in the shower. Yeah, the shower's like my favorite place to cry. I don't know why. Yeah, the reason why, Carol, the reason why the shower makes you feel calmer, any water calms us down. It's like a neutralizing agent. It's a solvent. And I could go into the whole science of it, but just know that water will make you feel calmer. That's why if you look at the population of the world, most people live near water. Overall, I mean, yeah, if you look at population centers, it's near water. Water's very calming, and showers and baths are very calming. Nikki says, for me, you have to recognize the feeling and what is happening. It disguises itself. Remember the good time. Yeah, sometimes it can do that. That's a good point. Maria says, I hide from everything and everyone, which is really hard. Yeah, I hope, Maria, that you can get a good support system in place to help you deal with your grief. Melody says, the different stages aren't linear. Sometimes they are all at the same time. That's true. And my weekly email that went out this week was just a list of the Kubler-Ross stages of grief and then some new added ones at the bottom. And yeah, and they don't go in order, you know, and they can be overlapping and they can all happen at once. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's the thing with, you know, psychology and psychiatry and anything of the mind. There's no exact way everybody processes things. Everybody's a little different and they're going to go through things differently. And sometimes they all, You know, you could be laughing 1 minute, crying the next minute, hysterical the minute after that, and then laughing again. There's no exact, correct, perfect way. Nothing is ever that way. That's a great point. Next question. This is my favorite question of the night. What advice, hi Susan, what advice would you give someone that's just beginning to grieve? This is one of my favorite questions. What is a good thing to tell someone? Now, I know that before I was a medium, because I lost my mother so young. Hi, Jody. Even though I lost my mother, when I would encounter people who had lost, I never really knew what to say for a long time. Let yourself cry. It's okay to not be okay. Both excellent. Excellent points. And that's the thing I get with my clients, a lot of times they are experiencing people who are telling them how to grieve, or they should be grieving a certain way. And I tell them all the time, you grieve in your own way. Yeah, exactly, Melody, in your own way, in your own time frame. Everybody has their own way of grieving. There are some special cases where people I have encountered are in the depths of grief for 20 years or more. That is probably something that needs to be evaluated by a psychiatrist or a psychologist of some sort, because 20 years is extreme to be in the depths of grief. I'm not talking about somebody, you know, my mom's been dead almost 40 years. Of course, I still get sad about it. But I'm talking about people who can't function because their grief is so heavy after 20 years. That's a very different thing. So there are extreme cases. I got to get my hauls. Anybody who watches knows my voice goes bad after a bit. Take your time. Don't tell others how to grieve. Make sure you take time to deal with your own grief and not put it off, yes, to the side, as you may be helping loved ones cope with their grief. Yes, Colleen, yes, yes, yes. Michelle, experience it and let it go. Can't go around it, can only go through it. Yes, you have to face and move through your pain. And one of my favorite lines in this book, can you tell I've read it 1,000 times? Best book ever. One of my favorite lines in here, it's about addiction, but it applies to so many other things, is the line is, addiction is a failure to face and move through your pain. And addiction doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. It can be anything. It can be workaholism, gambling, shopaholicism. So anytime you are suppressing an emotion, not dealing with an emotion, it manifests in some way. It's not just going to go away. It's going to come out eventually. Might not be tomorrow, might be in 5 years, but that pain manifests in some way. Everybody has pain. Everybody has trauma in their life. Everyone deals with it differently. You can have 5 kids from the same family, raised by the same parents, and something tragic can happen or something sad can happen, and every kid deals with it very differently. One might become an addict. One might become a preacher. One might move away to Germany. You know, you just, everybody deals with things their own way. Any questions for me while we prepare to do a couple of mini readings? Sometimes just talking about it to someone else, don't hold it in. Yeah, you have to get it out. You have to release it. You have to release it. It's like, I don't remember the name of these pots. You guys might know. The pots that you hold the steam in, you know, like you click it and it holds all the steam in. that will explode eventually if you don't let it out. And the same thing will happen to people if we don't let our feelings out. So if you guys have any questions, ask me about mediumship, my origin story, whatever, anything. I'm an open book. What was I going to say? Oh, all my reading, pressure cooker. Yeah, that's Jackie. It seems like it would be an easy thing for me to remember. Yes, that's right. Thank you. That seems like I should have known that. It's not healthy to speak of the deceased in the present tense. Is it not healthy to, is it not healthy to speak of the deceased in the present tense? I mean, I guess if you're aware that they're deceased, I think there are psychological implications if, say, you have a person who's in denial, then that's not good. But if you're just, if I'm talking to my sister and saying, Mom was cooking chicken and dumplings one day, I mean, I don't even know. I don't know. I think it depends on if the person has grieved. And are you meaning in the present tense? So, for example, when I'm doing my readings, I sometimes am speaking about their loved ones in spirit in the present tense. Like, they are telling me that grandma made a quilt with embroidered names of the family on it. That's me speaking of it in the present tense. So I'm not exactly sure if I answered you completely. I think as long as the person's not in denial, it's probably okay, as long as it's a healthy conversation. The name of the book is Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. You can get it for probably $12 on Amazon. My niece bought this for me in 2014. I wrote the date. April 30th, 2014. Changed my life. My niece Mandy bought that for me. And I love it. How do you deal with it besides crying? Crying gives me a headache. Yeah, you have to drink a lot of water and take some Tylenol. I went to a lot of therapy, and I'm a blabbermouth. So when I was in high school, I was a freshman when my mom died, and I happened to go to an amazing high school after that. Presentation High School in San Francisco. It closed after I graduated, but I'm still friends with some of the leaders of that school to this day, and the women in that community probably saved my life. I would not be who I am without their guidance and love. They were the biggest support system I've ever had, and I will be forever grateful. So just people who would listen to me over and over and over and over. Because not only did my mom die, I had to move across the country and live with my dad, who I barely knew, and his wife and her two daughters, who I never met before. And so that was just a huge adjustment. Had to go to a new school. It was a very big adjustment. I know you must. Yeah, I get great happiness helping others. Yes, I do. The body isn't here, but their spirit and energy still is 100%. Melody. It's hard to get through that denial process. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is so hard. Because you don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe it. Hi, Amber. Good evening. Jody says, in a sentence I will speak about the person in the present tense, not denial. I wouldn't worry about it then. I think you're fine. Yeah. As long, I mean, the fact that you're acknowledging it is healthy. So I don't think it'll be a problem. Is it bad for us to cry a lot for our deceased family? So my answer to that is, and another thing I learned in this book, all the answers are in this book. So in that book, and if this has changed my life, when you identify with something, like if you're crying and crying and crying and crying, and that becomes something, a part of your identity, when your sadness becomes part of your identity, that's bad. Meaning, I'll use myself as an example. When my mom died, if I just cried about that for 20 years and everybody who knew me is like, oh, she's sad because her mom died. And people are like, wasn't that in 1986? And no, yeah, but she's just so sad. She's got problems because her mom died. If that became my identity and everybody knew me because of that, and I lived my life feeling good in the sadness, that's a problem. You don't want to feel good in the sadness. Now, if this just happened to you, and it was like, something very traumatic and you're still trying to go through the process, totally different story. But if the process lingers and you're still crying years later and that becomes your identity, that's not good. You need to process through the steps of grief in order to start to heal, so you're not constantly crying and sad. And if that's the case, if it's lingering and lingering and lingering and you can't get out of it, you definitely need to see a grief counselor specifically for grief. That would be my suggestion. Lori, did you get the email with the replay? So Lori's in my spirit exchange, and I think Carol also is in here. Our next spirit exchange, the a la carte for $25, is August 18th, and you can book that on my website. Jody Brown said EMDR is helpful. What is EMDR? Can you tell me what that is? Hi, Shanice. Hi, Marcy. Hi. You screenshot so you can buy it. Yeah, this book is, listen, in the first part of the book, he says, if this isn't resonating with you, don't even bother reading it, because you'll read it when you're ready. So if you start to read it and you're like, this is crap, then you're not ready for it. But later you might pick it up and read it. And the other book I recommend to everyone, Journey of Souls. I used to keep these on my bookshelf over there with my other books. And I had to get up so many times to pick them up for my clients and for my lives that I'm like, I'm just going to set them on my desk. And they're right here by me now. Okay. Hello, hello. All right. So how do I want to do this? Any last minute questions? The other book, Journey of Souls, screenshot, Journey of Souls, Michael Newton. This is about, he was a psychologist just doing regular hypnosis on people dealing with grief, and accidentally sent someone into a life between lives and did like 7,000 of them. This book made me weep and weep and weep and weep and weep all the way through it. So, and then Eckhart Tolle. So there they are. Oh, I've heard of that with the eye movements, Jody. Yeah, I've heard of that. That's fascinating. Oh, yay, Marcy. I'm glad you're here. Colleen, if we are getting signs from loved ones, would it be different types of signs from an adult or child? So there's a couple of answers to that. Technically, no. The signs, it doesn't matter if they're an adult or child. But yes, I have Destiny of Souls as well. The way to know who's sending you the sign, first take note. So for me, my mom sends me doves. I went to the pool this morning, did my exercises, saw 2 doves on the roof of the little building in front of the pool. But every time I see a dove, my mom comes to mind. So I know it's her. So I take note. I can ask for a specific sign. Say, okay, Mom, show me pink and purple elephants. And within a few days, I'll see a pink and purple elephant. She's moving my mind to see that pink and purple elephant. She's not in the elephant. She's just moving my awareness to it. She's using her energy to make me aware of that. So you can ask for a specific sign. Say the child you're referring to wants to show you unicorns. When you see a unicorn, you think of that child. Okay. Hi, Greg and Brenda. So you see the unicorn, you think of the child. Then that'll be the sign. They're moving your mind to see the unicorn. They're using their energy to move your mind to pay attention. Oh, there's a unicorn. I'm thinking of this child. So the signs and the reverse can be true. Say, my mom started showing me unicorns, and then this child started showing me doves. The signs are irrelevant as long as you take note of them, pay attention to them, and whoever you're thinking of when you see that sign is who's moving your awareness to it. I hope I answered that okay. Okay. When you get messages, do you hear or see the messages? Well, okay, that's good. That's a good question. I have the 3 main clairs I use are claircognizance, which is a clear knowing, clairvoyance, which is a clear seeing, and clairaudience, which is a clear hearing. There's a clear smelling and a clear tasting I rarely get. My clairs all kind of combine in every reading. My nose starts to itch when spirit comes close, so just be prepared for that. So my clairs kind of all combine. So I hear things in my head, I see things in my head, and I know things in my head. Occasionally, I do draw pictures and write words on my notepad when I do my readings. I used to just like stare at the wall and I could like see things forming. Now I'm kind of compelled to draw and write certain things, and that, I don't even know what that would be called. I guess a form of automatic writing. So yeah. Julie, I believe my baby sister who only lived 2 weeks and born on Valentine's Day comes to me with hearts. Yeah, that's a perfect example. It's a perfect example. Absolutely. Okay. Let me step away for just one moment. I hope I can mute this. I hope I can. Okay. I will be right back. Give me 1 minute and I'm going to do some readings. Okay. Okay, thank you for waiting. You're welcome. Carol wants to know, can you explain astral traveling? So, I know this much about it. What I think it is when, say you're dreaming, or say you're asleep, and your soul gets bored because you're asleep, and what's it going to do, right? While you're just laying there asleep. So your soul will just go out and visit other places, other realms, other places on earth, other people. That's the maximum amount of knowledge I have about it. But that's what I think it is. I think that happens to me all the time because I have so many vivid dreams that I feel like I never sleep. All right, Molly, Kay, you're welcome. I hope that answered that for you. So I am starting to feel an energy from a pregnancy loss. I feel like this happened the last time. One of my favorite peoples here, Carol, and her granddaughter brings me souls of lost babies often. And yeah, Carol. So if somebody here has a pregnancy loss, it can be a natural pregnancy loss, a medical pregnancy loss. It can be an early birth or a stillbirth. Let me know if this is for you. If not, I'll just give a message and I'll move to the next. The message that I'm receiving, and I've been getting this so much. Carol's granddaughter helps me with this. Okay, Sai, thank you. Okay, Colleen. Okay, Colleen, tell your daughter, because this is what I'm hearing, and this is for you, Sai, as well. Okay, Amber. Oh, another collective. I keep getting these collective readings. I had one the other day with young men who passed by addiction. Okay. See, Carol? Carol's helping me. It doesn't matter how long ago. And that's another thing about mediumship. People sometimes think that the events have to happen recently. They could be 30, 40, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Okay. Okay, so this is a collective for the moms. You have to, if you haven't already, you have to forgive yourself. You did not do anything to cause it. The spirits of these embryos, fetuses, babies born asleep, or babies who did not live long, they need you to know that they know, their soul knows before they come into your family, whether it's for 2 months in a pregnancy, whether it's for 9 months and a day in a pregnancy, no matter how long their soul is attached to that baby, they know how long that's going to be prior to them coming into your family, because you're joined as a soul family. So that soul is still connected to your family. So you have to understand, no harm comes to any soul of any baby that's a pregnancy loss, that's a stillborn, a baby that doesn't live long after it's born. No harm comes to them. And this is either natural or medical. There's a lot of grief and pain and self-blame for people who have a uterus, who cannot, don't believe that they carried their child for some reason that they blame themselves for. Please, 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 please forgive yourself for that. These souls are safe, they're at peace. And sometimes if you have a miscarriage in, 2020, you may get pregnant again in 2024 and have a baby that could be the same soul connection. So they do sometimes come back into the family as the same soul attached to the family. Maybe they needed to wait a year or 4 years for whatever your life situation is. So just please know that you did nothing wrong. There was nothing you could have done to change it. And please forgive yourself and give yourself some love and grace. Thank you, Debbie. Yes, I am having a good day. Carol says, I actually had a dream the other day with Hazel saying that to me also. So for those of you who don't know, Hazel's Carol's granddaughter who was born prematurely. And I gave her her first reading probably 3 or 4 years ago. And Hazel has just stayed with me. She just is. And actually, Carol, I wanted to ask you, how old would Hazel be? I'm curious for a number of reasons I can tell you offline. Because I've been doing some research because she's so present with me all the time. So I would like to know how long ago that was. If you don't have to share it here, you can email me. 07, okay. Oh, what a good number. 7's the best. It's interesting that she's 7 and this is when she's coming in so intensely. I'm a 7 life path. My birthday's on the 7th. So 7 is a very important number in my life. So I love that she's 7. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that, Carol. Thank you, Marcy. I appreciate that. Okay. I'm going to try to do a reading where I ask you guys for a first name or a relationship, and I will see who sticks out to me. Spirit will. Both your kids are. The 7th is the best. I love the 7th. I love it. And the 16th is also a 7, by the way. My sister who's on here is the 16th. And I just realized like a couple years ago, oh, we're both 7s. That's why we are so much alike in so many ways. Okay, I'm going to see who sticks out to me. And remember, all of my readings will be $50 to the end of August. They are limited because I will be traveling for part of July and part of August for my other job. So, and then, yeah, $50. They used to be $150. So get them now or gift them to somebody. Let's see. I feel called to Michelle Lee. Michelle George husband. Let's see. Now these are mini readings. So Michelle, let me know if you're still here. Everybody else, please hold comments as I do not have a moderator. Yep. All right, hold on, hold on. Don't keep repeating the same name over and over. Hold, 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 hold. Hold comments. Michelle, Michelle, Michelle. Oh, the 17th. Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. I can't read for Michelle while you guys... Okay, Michelle's here. All right, there you are. Hold comments. I can't concentrate while all the words are coming through. Oh, no. There's 2 Michelle Lees. Oh, no. This happened to me before. How is that possible? Okay, which Michelle has George? That's crazy. You both have the same name, same spelling. Okay, whose husband is George? Okay, Michelle Lee with the not the heart. Okay. Okay. And because there's two of you here and I'm seeing the name out, I hope we don't get our wires crossed with somebody coming through. I feel somebody passed of the chest. So Michelle with George, is that your husband? Did he have something of the chest? Heart, lungs, cardiovascular. Let me know. Yes. Okay. Thank you. He's just showing me a memory. Hold on. Let me connect deeper with him. He's showing me what looks like a workbench or a counter of some type, and he's standing there. I don't know if these are tools or cooking utensils. It's hard to tell. Do you understand why he would be showing me a memory of him standing at, it's either a workbench or like a counter, and he looks like he's got either tools or kitchen utensils? Yes, thank you. Did you keep those things or do something special with those things? Because he's talking about those things were important to him. I don't know. I feel like there's like a container they were put in or something, or given to somebody. He keeps showing me. He just keeps repeating the same picture over and over. You're selling. Okay. That's why he's bringing it up. Were you apprehensive about that because you were afraid to get rid of them, or you were afraid like he would be mad or something? Because just to let you know, they don't, they're not worried about worldly possessions like that. Okay, good. This is the whole point of why he's bringing that up. They are not worried about possessions like that. They're not worried about whether you get rid of them or not, because they're with you. They're not with the things. Their energetic imprint can be on the things, but their energy can be with you. Like their total soul energy can be with you. So do not worry about getting rid of those. Don't feel guilty about it. You have to do what you have to do. And he understands why you're selling them. He's saying logistics. There's logistics about it, is the word I'm hearing. So just know that it's fine. He's fine with that. And he's showing me something else. He's showing me a butterfly. Did you have a butterfly land on you or near you? It's a workbench and tools. Exactly. Okay. Thank you. Did you have something happen with a butterfly recently? Because he's showing me a butterfly like landing. So I don't know if it landed on you or near you. And this reminds me of my daughter-in-law, the butterfly. You got a butterfly bush. Oh, yay. Okay, awesome. So what a clear communicator he has been. They're not all that clear. So he has been a wonderful communicator. This is him telling you, I still exist. I am seeing what's happening. I'm showing this stranger on the internet things that there's no way she would know unless I was showing her. And I'm telling you this, George is telling you this to validate he's around, he's seeing what's happening. He's supporting the decisions you're making. And it's okay. It's okay. So just know, You are loved by him. He is around you, and he is safe and at peace, and you can talk to him anytime you want. And I really appreciate you allowing me to talk to him. What a clear communicator. He popped that name right out at my face. I'm like, we're going to George. We're talking to George. Good. I'm glad you feel that way. And thank you for allowing me to connect with him. I appreciate it because he was so clear. As a medium, not every spirit's clear. Sometimes it's like pulling teeth and you're like, oh no. One time I was giving a reading and the spirit wouldn't say anything. I could see them. I described what they looked like and they wouldn't say anything. And I've told the story many times. And I'm like, he's standing there and this is what he looks like, but he's not talking. And they said, oh, he was mute. I said, oh, that's why he's not talking. And then after, you know, they took the evidence and we cleared that up, then I was getting information in a different way. But that was part of the evidence, right? He wasn't talking. Wonderful, Michelle. Blessings to you, sweetheart. Okay, first name and or relationship. Remember, Spirit Exchange, the next a la carte Spirit Exchange, it's a 90-minute gallery with Kathy Behrens and myself. You guys have all probably seen us work together and do lives together. Only $25 for a chance for a reading from either Kathy or myself, and we give out prizes at the end. All my readings for July and August. I think I only have one reading left for July, and only a few in August are only $50. And starting this week, I am packed with both my mediumship and my other job all week. Then I leave for LA Saturday, and I'll be basically gone for almost 2 weeks. So this is probably going to be my last live. All right, Marcy, don't put a lot of details. Don't put a lot of details, because scammers get on here and they'll take your information. They'll send you a message. Okay. Melody Weber. I hope there's only one Melody. That was so crazy that there's two Michelle Lees. Melody Weber, Karen. Hold comments unless you're Melody, please. Hi, Melody. Okay. Karen keeps showing me her hair. She keeps pointing to her hair. She keeps showing me her hair. I don't know if people made fun of her hair or her hair was really important, but she keeps talking about her hair, and that's all she wants to talk about is her hair. Let me know if you understand that. Thank you guys for being so kind and nice and not bombarding me with comments after I ask you to stop. Because yes, okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, did she then lose her hair? Is this why she keeps talking about it? Because she just keeps showing me, and just, oh, the hair. She's showing me the hair, and she makes me. I don't remember this lady's name. She's making me think of the hair. Okay, she's making me think of the lady's hair, and I don't know if this is just because she's trying to symbolize her hair being important, but she's making me see the lady's hair from Kate Plus 8. Remember that lady's hair? It was kind of spiky in the back. That's what she keeps showing me. So I don't know if that was what her actual hair looked like. Okay. But she's showing me that. I don't know if you guys remember that show. She's And now she's saying BFF, BFF. Her wife's hair was like that. Okay, so maybe she's trying to get a message to her wife. Is her wife here still? Sometimes they'll do that to get me to, or if, yeah, there's several reasons. Yes, okay. So sometimes they want to get a message to that person, and so they'll bring that up and they'll bombard my head. Okay. Have you checked in on her wife? Because they will bring that up to get me to get you to check on her. See if she's okay. Is she, she's showing me, okay. She's showing me, it's either a wheelchair or a walker. Did Karen or somebody around her? Oh, you saw her tonight. Oh, how funny. How funny. Boy, Spirit's intelligent, aren't they? That's amazing. Did somebody have a problem walking? Either Karen or her wife? Or somebody in this scenario? Because, I don't know, I just feel like somebody having trouble walking. Yes, okay, thank you. So please, this replay will be on my Facebook page. Please show her wife if she's open to receiving the message. If she's not, that's okay. You don't have to show her. But you can tell her in your own way. Karen worked in a nursing home. Oh, wow. So she had a lot of those around. Okay, perfect. Let her wife know, and for you and for everyone else, that she's safe and at peace. And she's bringing through this information that seems so random that it's like ridiculous sometimes, the random things they show, but it's random on purpose. It's obscure on purpose. It's weird on purpose. So they can say, look, this is something unusual that I'm going to show this stranger on the internet, so you know I still exist. So let her wife know she is loved, she is around her, and hold on, she's showing me something else to show her wife. She wants to talk about the ring. Does the wife wear both the rings, or did she put the rings together somewhere? You might not know. But she's talking about the ring, their wedding rings or engagement, some kind of rings she's talking about. I almost look like there's two rings together, like she put them both on. Not sure. Okay. And if you find out either she put the rings together or transformed them into something else, let me, if you don't mind, email me. It's peacefulnik, Nik the Medium @gmail.com. It's called third party validation. And that's my favorite kind because you don't know, you have to go find out and then send it to me, which is the best. So she's talking about the rings, something about the rings. And also she's talking about, you're welcome. And then she's talking about the way she was put to rest. And I don't know if she's saying this because there was a discussion about it, but she's talking about being cremated. Do you know if she was cremated? And then, yes, she was. Thank you. And then Did somebody get a tattoo or talk about getting a tattoo or matching tattoos in her honor? Hi, Amina. Welcome. Let me know if you know anything about a tattoo or I just feel like I see somebody with a bunch of tattoos. Talking about it. Perfect. Okay. And she's fine with it. And she's honored by that. And just know, tell her wife, give her a big hug. She's more interested in talking to her wife than anything. She just wants to hug her. And because I feel like one of them was less affectionate than the other, and almost like she's saying, she would have hated that or something. Something about the hug. I don't know. I just feel like one of them was more withdrawn than the other as far as affection. But anyway, it's adorable how she's showing me. So just let her know she loves her. She's around her. She will always be with her. And she has a message for her. Any decision she makes, she supports. Because I feel like her wife is having to make some decisions and thinking about other things and maybe future stuff. She's like, any decision she makes, she's okay with. She supports her. So please let her know that. And thank you so much for allowing me to talk to Karen. What a wonderful soul. And I'm so glad you got to get that message. And I hope her wife will be open to taking that. Thank you. Yeah, fill me in if you know anything else about that, about what I said. And anybody can email me with any questions. I'm not sure if you'll see this. I'm going to type on my laptop because it's easier and I can see it better. I don't know if anybody has that problem. The eyes don't work as well in your 50s. So I'm putting in let me know if you guys can see my email. Sometimes it will pop up. There it is. And then my website also. My email is always open for me to answer questions. And then my website, I remember I very, thank you guys, very limited availability over the next couple of months. So, and they're super discounted right now. They're only $50. I'm being like Aldi's and I'm slashing prices because everybody's struggling to buy groceries. If you've been to the grocery store, you know. So I want to help as many people as I can. And feel free to email me with any questions. And it'll probably be the end of July before I go live again. I'm just going to be traveling and stuff. So I appreciate you guys joining me. And remember, email me with any questions. Thank you so very much. And everyone, please have a good, safe weekend. And thank you so very much. Have a good night. Bye. Thank you. Thank you.